Welcome to my first Author's Journey video log. I'm Terry Pitts, and I hope you'll join me once a week in a fun and worthwhile journey into the domain of the writer. So what is Author's Journey? It's actually a reality video for writers or aspiring writers, an account of my bloodletting journey as an author, and I hope it will be a sounding board for other authors like yourself to share in their experiences and to ask questions. There will be a weekly video like this of my heartaches and triumphs. I'll share what I've learned, and hopefully you and others will participate by posting questions and comments on this blog, which will also be used in weekly videos. Whenever I get the chance, I'll include interviews with experienced writers to give you their perspective on the changing publishing landscape, and I'll share my tips on marketing, publishing, computers, and the craft of writing itself. I first want to let you know that I am not an expert writer. However, I love writing and have spent the last 3 years completing my first novel, A Faith Train, and working hard on the craft of writing. I do have experience at marketing in other industries, and I see this as one of the most needed and least understood aspects of the modern author. Even traditional royalty publishers are expecting more and more marketing efforts from their authors. Because my book is now in for its final edit, I'm ramping up my marketing efforts, so you'll get to be a full participant in that process. Each week, I'll have a quote of the week, and the video will be loosely based on that theme. This week's quote is by Walter Smith, and he says, "There's nothing to writing. You just sit down at the typewriter and open a vein." In other words, are you passionate enough about the whole process of writing to give yourself to it completely, to pour your heart out and to show your vulnerability? Another similar quote, this one by Charles Peggy, puts it this way: "A word is not the same with one writer as another. One tears it from his guts, the other pulls it out of his shirt pocket." I would take that even farther to not only words, but to marketing, selling, publishing, all aspects of the process. Some folks say you should write for yourself, to which I say hogwash. I believe you need to write from yourself to your reader. There's a big difference. In the same way I'm doing this video, I need to express myself to you. If I fail, this will be a very short author's journey. I guess the question is, are you writing to communicate deeply with others, or is it something you do as a pastime? Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with writing as a pastime. You will get nice words on paper that may or may not entertain, and that may be good enough for a book like a nonfiction book where communicating an idea or a way of doing something is the goal. But if you want to communicate love and hate and joy and sadness and anger, you have to have your reader feel the angst. You must write from love and hate and joy and sadness and anger. And it hurts. It hurts to see characters that have come alive in your imagination lose a loved one or even suffer and die. It hurts to be that vulnerable. I had to make a conscious decision that I would be vulnerable in this video. I had to ask myself, am I willing to pay the emotional price to bare my soul and to give a piece of myself to you? My answer to myself was similar to another quote, this one by Alfred Lord Tennyson. "'Tis better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all." I'm sure you've heard that before. In a recent letter to some old friends after a weekend birthday gathering, I reflected on getting older and wrote, let me read it for you here. "I now reflect, and if I were to mourn anything, about getting older that is, it would be the rounding of the edges. As a toddler, the edge was full-blown excitement at the caterpillar slinking along a branch. As a child, it was the first 100 feet pedaling my own bike. As a teenager, it was the fire in my heart, ignited by my first love. As a young man, it was the unbridled joy the night our first child was born. You get the picture. Not that today I don't get excited or feel love or have passion. I do. But the edges are worn. The passion of youth is a wondrous thing. The pain is so sharp, the excitement so complete, the love so all-consuming. Now I fan those flames as best I can, but my arm grows weary, much easier than it used to. I now know that my writing keeps the edges sharpened. You see, my mind got stuck at 25 as my body grew older, which is a wonderful thing until your mind tells your body to do things a 25-year-old should do. But that's a whole other subject. Truthfully, the emotional edges do wear down, but writing brings back the excitement, the fire, the joy, and yes, even the pain of youth. And if that burns down my arm into my fingers and into the words my reader will read, then he'll be right there too, or she'll be right there too. My question for you this week is, can you sit in front of your computer or with your pen and paper and open a vein? What inspires you to open your heart? Please take time to share by posting on my blog. Next week, we'll get into some nitty-gritty marketing ideas. And until then, may the road rise to meet your feet. May the sun shine warm upon your face. May the rain fall short upon your fields. And may the wind blow up your arse. Until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. And bye for now.